Hello, everyone, and welcome to our demo presentation of Semos Cloud's communication cloud called Nurture. In this demo, we're going to learn what is Nurture, how it works, and how it can help improve your organization's internal communication. My name is Stepan. I'm a pre-sales specialist here at Semos Cloud, and I will be guiding you through the presentation today. Let's start with a couple of words about Semos Cloud itself, who we are, how we came to be, and what we do. We are an independent software company that focuses on design, development, and implementation, as well as technical support of sophisticated cloud solutions. Semos Cloud has been in the business of providing reliable enterprise software solutions, IT consulting, and implementation for over 10 years. We have had the opportunity to work with more than 35 global Fortune 500 companies and to work on deployments of our solutions with these companies. Some of our most interesting case studies include Coca-Cola, JTI, OMV, Allianz Group, Mapfre, and others. We partner with the leading enterprise vendors such as SAP, Oracle, and Microsoft, and our solutions are integrated and available in their app stores as well as in other leading marketplaces. Some of our most notable milestones are that in 2013, we were accepted in a Cloud Development Accelerator program by SAP. And for a decade now, we have been delivering solutions and integrations on the cloud, on the public cloud platform with technical and business support from our partner teams at SAP, Oracle, and Microsoft. In 2018, we won the SAP Pinnacle Award, and in 2020, we became an SAP endorsed partner and joined their premium partnership program. And lastly, we are also a founding member of the Partner Advisory Council for Innovation, alongside other top service integrators that build competitive cloud and AI offerings. That was our brief intro and history. And next, we're going to talk about employee experience and how it impacts your organization. After this, I'm going to show a sneak peek of some of the highlights of our solution and how it can help you build better culture, improve your communications with the employees, and improve the overall employee experience. So what is really employee experience? It's defined as a set of employee perceptions in regards to their journey through the different touch points of an organization, beginning from the job interview and continuing to the exit interview at the end of the journey. Factors, for example, like the company physical workspace, the culture, as well as technology are essential components of the employee experience, and a positive experience is important on strategic level. When managed properly, it reduces company costs and improves employee productivity. On the right-hand side, you can see some numbers that how the employee experience impacts the organization. All of these numbers here are from the data from our customers that were provided, and it's striking to find that about 33% of the employees do not trust their employers. The reason behind this is because they feel disengaged, and about 73% of disengaged employees are actively seeking for new job opportunities, while in comparison, there is a 67% less turnover in more engaged companies. This also leads to higher costs as 30% more of the budget is spent on disengaged employees. Not surprisingly, 63% of companies find it harder to retain employees rather than finding new employees. And this depends mostly on company culture and branding. And in order to retain employees, a positive employee experience is essential, and how you communicate with employees is a large part of that. Now that we've learned what employee experience is and how it impacts the organization, I'm going to show you the numbers that we have collected by working with our customers. They tell us how your organization can achieve a return on investment by working with us and using our products. We have noticed a 175% increase in employee engagement and a decrease in turnover of almost 20% at 19.7, which shows that the happier the employees are in an organization, the less likely they are to leave. Additionally, we have seen some clients who have struggled with employer branding achieve amazing results. We have helped our clients increase their Glassdoor ratings from 2.1 to 4.3 in one particular case in only 1 year. Also, at the same time, we have helped in cutting costs and saving time. Thus, the number that stands out is 17% increase in profitability year over year and 180 hours per year saved in system management. In this slide, I'm going to show you some year-to-year results of one of our clients who has been using the Nurture Communications Cloud. They have shown an increase in the communication opening rate from 68% to 87%, and the number of employees who opened the communication and took the time to read it also increased from 70 to 75%. All of that while at the same time providing a 100% successful delivery rate of every communication. These numbers show how easy and reliably you can reach all your employees and actually have them engaged with your communication by using Nurture. And in the next slide, we're going to focus on the general overview of our platform and how our solution delivers positive employee experience and outcomes. The layers that you can see on this slide are the experience layer, which refers to how the employees and users, managers, and HR admins use the platform. There are different ways they can access the platform, such as the brand and landing page, access it through a progressive web application, which can be used on all types of mobile devices, which is very useful for organizations which have large number of blue-collar employees which are generally deskless. Additionally, you can access the solution from your intranet portal or become part of your core HR system. And lastly, an out-of-the-box integration with external apps such as MS Teams or Slack. In short, we want to be where the employees are and become part of their workflow in order to increase the adoption and help build better company culture and employee experience. Just below is the solutions layer, where all the modules connected of the different solutions that are part of our offering. Those are Job Points, the Culture Cloud, Nurture Communication Cloud, Wellbeing Cloud, and Skills Cloud. And today we're focusing on the Communication Cloud called Nurture. What the Communication Cloud includes is communication creation, campaign planning and governance, multi-channel engagement, and employee feedback through employee journeys and service, as well as access to Admin Center and our professional services. And lastly, the third layer refers to the technology behind our platform and how it all works together. This is where we have the native HCM integration, single sign-on, and security and governance, which are very important topics since we are on enterprise solutions and we align with the important security requirements. We have different extensions and the flexibility to connect with your internet solutions, such as SharePoint, and we rely on AI and data science. Of course, there is the ability to create detailed analytics and workflow for all your programs, as well as a multi-cloud choice of deployment. Now we're going to take a dive into the platform itself. I'm going to show you the flow that an internal communications manager will take in order to create a communication, how they can target the specific audience, how the employee can receive and access the set communication, and the analytics that can be seen after this communication has been created. First things first, when you log to the platform, you need to select the spaces. They provide each department or sector its own internal communication space, but all under one roof. For example, there can be space for the company-wide communications, a separate space for marketing department, sales department, etc. And once you enter your space, the first thing you're going to see is the overview section. It is a pretty simple page where on the left-hand side is an overview of all the sections, and on the right-hand side is a quick overview of some statistics and a calendar which shows all of the scheduled and past communication campaigns, as well as some important dates. But then to start creating a communication campaign, we need to have a template that we can use. For that reason, we can access the templates tab, and we can create templates by creating a new one from scratch, import a template, or edit an existing one from the existing templates. When we want to create a template, a simple editor opens up, which is really easy to use even for the non-technical people. You really do not need any technical knowledge to be able to use the editor, as it is simple word-like functions, and the different elements can be added by simple drag and drop. Here, I can also apply the metadata tags, which can drive engagement and emotional experience among employees by personalizing the message. Of course, the information is taken from the integration with your core HR system. And this information can be a name, last name, position, location, department, etc. Anything that can be part of your core HR system. And you can also very easily add branding, logos, link, sections, etc. Because as mentioned, the editor works on a simple point and click and drag and drop basis, and technical and non-technical people alike can easily create beautiful branded and personalized communications using our email editor. And in order to make the communications more engaging and to spark two-way communications, you can add journeys and surveys. The journeys are sort of a roadmap-like sections where you can include different tasks for employees, or you can separate some report or handbook into sections, etc. These allow for the employee to track their tasks, add comments, fill in checklists, and provide two-way communication with their manager or HR or internal communication team. What is good to note here is that depending on the trigger, some of these communications can be automated, thus reducing the overhead for the HR team. For example, once a new employee has been added to SuccessFactors, they can instantly receive an onboarding communication with an onboarding journey attached, which would include a personalized onboarding template for this particular user. Same can be applied with surveys, so you're not simply sending emails and notifications to your employees, but you're receiving feedback for your communications. Sending the communication for approval is the last step in preparation for the campaign. This is where the content generator can send the communication for review from possibly a manager or another colleague as fast as a last filter before sending the campaign. This way, you can create your own workflow processes and also provide a collaboration tool between the different content creators and approvers. Lastly, you need to set the campaign, and once the approved communication can be created in the campaigns tab. Here you can select the approved communication, set the title, set the subject line, sender email, and sender name. And as campaign options here, you're able to highlight the campaign in the employee or manager application and enable social interactions. These social interactions enable the recipient of the set communication to comment on it and send likes similarly to a social media post. And this can drive engagement and also be used as another two-way communication tool. And lastly, you can also enable link tracking, which will be included in the analytics report for the campaign if there are any clickable links included in the communication. And then the last step comes in, where you need to select the recipients for the campaign. Nurture allows you to easily target the specific audience so the communication is relevant and engaging. This can be done in 3 ways, and you can combine multiple ways if necessary. Firstly, you can filter the recipients by their core HR attributes, which are taken from the core HR system via integration. And in this case, we have created this an example where we've selected the United States employees, and then we have sliced them even further by their company code using Semos Cloud and Semos. Secondly, you can search recipients and add them one by one. You can use their employee names or IDs and emails as a search criteria. Or thirdly, you can import a list of recipients by uploading a list that you've made in Excel. This way, you can easily slice and dice your population and target anyone in the organization instead of doing a manual work using cumbersome sender lists, which require manual update and oftentimes are not up to date or relevant. After all, it remains for you to schedule the start or send it manually upon command. Once the communication has been sent, the recipient will receive the communication on their email and can interact with it from there, or they can access the branded internal communications hub. You can access this from the web, from your mobile device, embedded as a tile in your core HR software or internet solution, and it provides another access point where you can see all the relevant internal communications which you have received in one place instead of a cluttered email box where you can also access the same communications. Here you can also filter them, pin them, and see what has been highlighted by the senders as important and relevant to you. Also, opening the communications from the branded hub would look like this, where you can see the email easily or access your journey or survey from here. We have one example open from one communication and one survey. And on the next slide, we have the mobile user experience, where we use the progressive web application, which allows access from all mobile browsers for iOS and Android devices without any loss of functionality, meaning that everything on the employee hub that you can access on the web can also be accessed on a mobile device. And lastly, we have the communication analytics. So once you've sent the campaigns, people have started opening them, you can create detailed reports. And these are very clean, detailed, and easy to navigate. And they're also downloadable. They come into three shapes, three types of analytics. We have a specific campaign analytic report, where you can see how a specific campaign performed. You can generate an aggregate report for certain time spans, so how multiple campaigns performed over a certain time frame. And you can do a comparison report where you can compare multiple campaigns and see which one has performed better than the other. And then next up, we have the WorkZone integration. WorkZone is used to build digital workplace solutions to increase user productivity and engagement. And the SAP WorkZone centralizes access to relevant business applications, processes, information, and communication in a unified entry point that those users can access from any device. In short, it is a tool for service delivery from HR. And if you need any access to skills, learning, onboarding materials, maternity leave, etc., all that can be done and serviced in WorkZone. And we have built an integration which allows Nurture to become part of your SAP WorkZone, from where you can access the communications, but also you can send internal communications and notifications from Nurture in WorkZone. A manager can really even request a communication to be created in Nurture through WorkZone in the employee self-services section. And in the last section of our webinar, I will show you how some real-time examples how companies benefit from our platform. And we have case study from our biggest customers, and that is SAP. They're using Nurture as their internal communications tool, and these are their results. They have had a 144% improvement in time spent reading the internal communications. They're sending 1,624% more communications to the employees once they started using the platform. They have over 1,000% improvement in successful deliveries, and the total number of deliveries in 1 year has been 42,710 deliveries, which is a really testimony of the robustness of the platform and how it can be scaled. And lastly, why us? Why you should select Nurture? Because Nurture is a winning combination for all business units, for your HR team, for your IT team, and for procurement as well. For the HR team, this is a best-of-breed integrated internal communications platform with robust and future-proof innovations. It provides end-to-end professional services and support to consolidate and run all the internal communications, and it's a very agile and flexible in order to meet all your specific use case scenarios. While for the IT team, it provides a turnkey deep integration with SAP SuccessFactors, Oracle HCM, and Microsoft, covering employee master data, organizational data, event-based automations, and pushing data back. And it is an enterprise-ready, robust, and secure solution, and runs 100% natively on a leading cloud platform and is premium certified. While for the procurement side, it is a best-in-class total cost of ownership with the lowest risk and highest compliance, including GDPR and ISO standards for the customer. And thus, we came to the end of today's demo. I hope this presentation brought you a little bit closer to Semos Cloud Experience product suite. If there's anything you'd like to hear more about, feel free to reach out to us. You can also use the box on the site to ask if you have any questions. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for joining.